Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. Look at all these faces here on an every other Friday play. How exciting. Shall we let's just jump right into it because we finished an arc last time. It's very exciting. So
We live.
We did all live.
We lived.
Yay.
Against all odds.
The last, yep, I just went right into the recap. No, not there yet. Gotta
No.
do the introduction first. I know how to do this. Hello, friends, it's every other Friday, and welcome to GutPunchRP, a stream channel focused on RPGs, largely the tabletop variety, diverse storytelling, and charity. We are sponsored by Dungeons Gate, a local Midwestern games shop. You can type !Dungeons Gate to check out their website and use the code GutPunchRP for 10% off anything not already discounted. Would you like to support us in non-monetary ways? Go for it. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Liking the videos and retweeting our Go Live tweets really does help the channel, helps us spread our stories out there. There are quite possibly some more fun things coming to this channel in our future. So you'll just have to follow us so you can stick around and see what's coming. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. You have joined us for episode 21, Legal, of Darkness Rising, a homebrew fantasy 5e campaign that we play every other Friday. And be sure to join us every other Monday or this next Monday for the spooktastic Laurelwind, always starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 6:30 Central. So without further ado, let's get right into that recap, shall we? Last time on Darkness Rising, the party stumbled upon a chamber that reeked of blood. The dark tendrils of the dragon's breath poison crept up the walls and the floors of the wooden room, and Lady Reyna, the woman who set all these adventurers on this journey, hung pinned against the wall. Her body was dying even as it healed itself. The woman dressed in green from the party, named Diana, daughter of Diorul, taunted the party and sent her demonic minions to dispatch our group of heroes. River was able to rescue Lady Reyna without touching her as the black veins continued to creep up her cheeks. And with the dragon's breath poison no longer directly flowing into the Evertree's body, magic returned to normal. Diana's frustration turned her into her draconic form, but the party was able to make quick work of her, and with a blessing from Reyna that allowed them to attain level 7. With the darkness no longer corrupting the Evertree, the party has earned a respite. Or have they? We'll pick up right there with the remains of Diana's body laying beside you. What do you all do?
Did we already strip her for parts? Is that a thing we did?
Yes, you did strip her for parts.
Yeah, we did.
Cool.
Yeah, we got dragon scales and bits.
Scales, got some teeth.
Um,
You got some. I think you got a couple vials of her poison or acid. I can't remember.
I
which one.
believe so. Yeah.
I'll use any cloth on her to wipe my blade clean, and then say, well, now that that is taken care of to a certain degree, what's our next move? Starting with the family and just speaking with them to see what's changed?
I guess so. Seeing if people are okay.
The runes in here have been, deactivated, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
And remind me if we did this last time. I don't think we did, but do we want to try and break that whole circle like we did the other one, so that it can't be used again? Can it be used again?
Even if it can be used, I certainly feel better if it was destroyed.
Nothing wrong with being thorough.
Yeah,
I
seems
can
like good practice.
Try, like I did last the other one.
We also still have Lauren in the castle.
That's right.
Something tells me if he were here, he would have crashed this little sub-party.
I thought he left.
I think he made
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
grand
that's
escape.
Yeah, I think
back
he
into the
was
party, yeah.
counting on this to take care of us, and he probably has other awful things to do.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do
mean-
this really quick, and Kira will go over to the circle and draw her sword and just go.
You're a
Yes.
smash.
Give me a strength check.
Okay.
Or I guess
Roll
an
for smash.
An attack roll? Yeah, roll for smash.
I
Jade,
think it
what
was
were
an
you gonna
attack roll
say?
last time.
I was gonna say if we're worried about where Lauren is, I mean, we could always just look at the orb again, right?
Oh.
That's definitely not wrong, especially considering he knows where we are, so it's not like we have a position that we could reveal or anything like that.
Does a 12 hit, DM?
It is the floor. So I would be a little concerned if you miss.
Well, I did roll a natural 2, so this is why I ask.
Yes, a 12 does hit the floor. I set the DC at
Fantastic.
10.
Amazing. Cool. Love it.
Yes, actually, the floor does have uncanny dodge and evasion. So, no.
Cool. All right, then in that case, that will be. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. That'll be 14 points of damage.
Okay. You take your +2 sword, you slam it into the ground of this dark, carved, runic, ritual circle, and you carve out a piece of the tree, and the circle does appear to be broken.
Cool. I'll return to the others.
Was everyone able to hear what Raina said, or was that just to me? Because otherwise I would reveal to the group the...
Yeah, it was just you.
Okay.
You were the only one who heard that.
So... In Raina's dying breath, she did bid us go to Morningshire.
Why there? Did she say?
She said that things were getting worse and they were escalating there.
Well, I've always found vacation time to be overrated.
Well, I guess then tie up any loose ends here and then get going.
Seems like one. It's all loose ends. What's
guess
happening
that's
with
true.
this tree?
Well, I think this was the core of it, right? They were trying to siphon magic out of people and things to feed into the ritual circle.
Yeah, but there was
Yeah.
that other pool that seemed to be like bubbling the evil in the other room.
Maybe there are more
Yeah.
components to this
Kind of
than we
connected.
realize.
Well, the other circle we found in the tree, that one was the one they were putting on people to store the power. Right, Dan? Okay. This one, if River looks at it, does it look similar to any of the ones we've seen so far, like the one on the map? This one's brand new. We haven't seen this one. So it's not something putting power into people. It's not summoning the demons.
Maybe that's why this one has a more widespread effect. It's doing something more drastic. Wonderful. I am going to just sit on the floor and I want to try and solve my puzzle box. I'm turning my brain off for a second. I'm tired.
Valid.
Do we want to look at the orb? I'm asking Kira this, because I know Kira's going to be mad if I look at the orb and get frostbite again.
I mean, it's probably a good idea to know where Lauren is, right?
I would say
Just be careful. Just be careful. Okay. And if one of us, if your hands do start to freeze over again, I am gonna just kind of like knock it out of your hands. Just be prepared for that.
Jade's going to turn to River and ask for Dan, because I think that we talked about that before, to try to keep my hands from being frozen.
She'll summon Dan. I don't remember what we agreed upon how this would work, but
I don't think we agreed on how this would work. I think we threw out an idea a couple of sessions ago, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, she'll summon Dan for you. Pops out of her collar and jumps into big dog form. Sits in front of you, wagging his tail. You are his target. He's very excited.
He's got like that smile that's just too wide on a dog. Smoke.
Just keep my hands warm, buddy.
He's heavily breathing on your hands.
Fairy dog.
And since Dan is next to you, you are disadvantaged to all my spells.
Excellent. All right, Jade looks into the orb.
Okay, can you roll me an intelligence check, please?
Oh crap. Intelligence.
River's gonna like count out the paces from Jade to about the approximation of where like the ice scattered last time, and then she's just gonna like push anyone who's in range away.
It's about a 15 feet away from her.
Kira is staying close. Will not be pushed.
Yeah, that's a 6.
Okay. You look into the orb, and now I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
Oh, that rolled around forever. 15.
Okay. You've meditated many times in your life. You've trained. It's how you help hone your senses when you're getting ready to work. Just as before, you hold the orb in your hand and you focus all your attention upon it. And typically before, you sort of eased yourself into it. This time, however, the minute that your consciousness touches the orb, you are hauled into it, as if hands grabbed you by your hair and yanked you down. And you hear in your head, "Ah, there you are. I wondered if you'd be back." And through Lauren's eyes, you see a dirt pathway, trees all around him. He kind of glances down at his feet. He seems to be casually skipping. He kicks a rock and slows down. You know, this works both ways, right? Do you respond?
No, I don't respond.
Oh, come now. Don't leave a man hanging. That's just bad manners.
What have you seen?
A little this, a little that. Enough to know that you'd be able to dispatch a thorn in my side for me. Thank you for that. I cannot wait to hear her mother's response. Oh, and this is quite the quaint little place you've got here. And he looks up from the ground. And you recognize the building before him. You watch as a couple kids come running out of the temple where you trained. And a couple of them grab his hand, like almost to bring him inside. So welcoming, kind. I see why you like it. But why did you run away so often? There, the food here is to die for. And he glances over. And you watch as Silva walks up to him. Smile on her face, welcoming. You can't hear what she says. But you know her well enough to know she's inviting him to stay the night. Rest his weary bones after a long day of travel. Offer food in her kind way. And you watch, he kind of gives a gentle nod. For my friends watching, who has seen her do this before? All right, roll me a intelligence check.
$27.
Okay.
God.
15.
15. Okay. So you both notice it. Quinn, you do notice it a little bit faster. You remember the first time she did this. She stayed still throughout her meditations. Even as the ice crept up her fingers, she was still. River, you remember that being the same thing. Quinn, what you noticed first is that as soon as she got settled, she jumped. It was slight, but it was there.
Something's off.
Like, we should try and break whatever connection's going on off, or dangerous off?
She moved.
There doesn't appear to be ice on her fingers. Jade, back to you. What do you do?
Ask him, what are you doing there?
Why, I thought I'd pay a visit. See where my friends come from. After all, we're close now. You've been in my head, and I've been in yours.
Very well.
I am a reasonable man, you know. You have something I want. And I know where the people you love are.
That's a lot for this orb, don't you think?
Why, it is very precious to me. Or do you not know what they are?
What do you mean?
Oh, I thought your little bookworm would have figured it out ages ago, considering where she came from. But if things are beyond your comprehension, then we should best leave it. Don't you think? Safer for us all. I will be back in Aletha in 2 days' time. Meet me at the Rhetoric Manor, and I'll forget your little temple. Or I could freeze it. That way you'll always have a place to return back to. You know, a memorial of sorts. Sound like a deal?
We'll be in touch.
I'm looking forward to it. And rather than the explosion that comes from before, Jade, you are, like, for all intents and for lack of a better term, right now in my brain, you are yeeted out of his mind. And it's almost as if he, like, punched you in the face. It's no pain, but that's how hard he knocked you out of his head. That you fall back. And the orb is warm to your touch. Now, what were the rest of you doing after?
I think just carefully watching Jade for any signs of distress, like ready to intervene if something were to happen.
Yeah, River is behind Kira, like peeking out from around the armor, watching in case she needs to intervene or give Dan an order.
Vanessa, Liliana, Quinn, what are you doing?
Keeping an eye on this for sure, but also like walking around the chamber and kind of like peeking to make sure there's no, I don't know, hidden tendrils or anything weird.
Can I?
Perception check real quick, Vanessa.
Oh no.
Go ahead, Liliana.
I'd like to keep a close eye on Quinn.
On Quinn?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Natural
Okay.
18 for a 19 on my roll.
Okay. As you're pacing around the room, you've seen this poison work before, but only on humanoid figures, never on a tree. And you know in your past experiences, which I'm pretty sure is only the one with Jira, they expanded rapidly in her skin. On the tree itself, it's very slow moving, but you do notice it with an 18. Most of them do appear to be receding, but there are a few that aren't moving. Quinn, what are you doing?
Well, I was somewhat keeping an eye on Jade, but I also would have taken out my my personal journal and would have sketched down the circles because I believe I had drawn the others, so I would have added
Yes.
that to my journal. And depending on how long this, if I thought this was going to take a long time, then I would sit down and like start ritually casting comprehend languages and start going through Raina's journal, but I don't think it's gonna take that long, and so probably just sketched those things, kept an eye on Jade, and that was about it.
Okay. You all watch after you were put on high alert by Quinn and River's chat. You watch Jade. She's still. There's no way she moved before. Like, she's just meditating. This is normal. You pay attention to the orb. There does appear to be like steam coming from it, but it's not steam. It's that icy mist coming off of it. Whereas before, you had noticed that it spread very quick. Well, not quickly, but, enough. It would crawl up Jade's fingers. It's staying on the orb. A few spikes of ice begin to form, and then they almost seem to explode. Not enough to cause damage, but, enough. As Jade falls backwards, as if rejected. Her and the orb almost seem to go separate directions, only the orb just drops, as if it's suddenly 1,000 pounds. Just boom. It doesn't bounce, doesn't roll, but it doesn't indent. It just drops.
And he jogs back.
You okay?
We have a problem.
We'll add it to the list. What is it?
Lauren's threatening my temple for his orb back. I saw him currently there.
We should go somewhere more secure before we continue whatever this conversation will be. And that, I will point my sword at the orb, should go in a lead box or a pocket dimension.
Kira opens up the bag of holding.
That works.
I put it in the bag.
Jade, what did you roll for your puzzle box?
Oh, you mean me?
Yeah,
it was something like it was like a fucking 3. That's why I didn't say anything about it.
I gotcha. I was like, wait a second. They just said that they were going to do that.
No, yeah.
Okay.
No, she was just sit there and got frustrated and just stopped.
Yep, she's still got those same few pieces. Move. Okay.
Let's leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you guys think we're gonna be able to just walk out of here, or are we gonna get?
Let's find out.
Yeah.
We could stab anyone who tries to stop us.
Oh, that seems
That's
like a lot of work.
Current
It's like
plan.
massages an arm.
Huh?
Yes, I'm tired as well. Yeah.
I'm feeling all right, actually.
Starts clomping out.
Mm-hmm.
I sidle up next to Jade. Everything okay? You all right?
We shall see.
As we're walking
Dan licks
out,
your hand.
Quinn,
Yes.
you don't speak primordial, do you?
I don't think so. But do you need me to read primordial?
No, I speak it. Have you ever been to Andor? To the north?
Would I have, DM?
Yeah, because you went with your parents on many of their diplomatic journeys with the King of Rhea, or the Chancellor. So yeah, you would have gone up there, but only to the capital of Choria, Khoria.
I've been to Korea with my parents.
Right. Thank you. Just curious.
It's Kaios. I'm sorry. I'm mixing up my towns. It's Kaios.
How dare!
I know, I'm the worst. I have to look it up.
That was it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just continue walking out.
Anything else as you wander back up?
Like, did this draw anyone? Are we meeting people running that way to, like, pretend like they're guards doing their job or something?
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, no. Why do I keep looking for things?
Because you're
Natural 14 for 15.
okay. It is unusually quiet. Considering you did just wage a very large, loud battle, there should be more people running around than.
It is too quiet to everyone else, right?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
I'm assuming there's either a trap or a fairly large amount of corpses waiting for us.
Great.
Yeah, seems like our luck.
Or an entire town disappeared because they were out of place, out of time and space.
Yeah, that's happened already once. Well, then it has already happened once, so I guess smaller chances that it'll happen again?
Or maybe this time we're out of time and place.
Oh, that would be weird.
Seems easier.
We are never getting paid for a job ever again.
Nope.
We should just start taking things on the front end.
Will they disappear if the town does?
That kind of thing now?
Well, either way, I have no plans to live in this tree, so forward's the only direction we can go.
Okay. You continue through the labyrinthian tunnels of the tree, returning the same way that you came down. And finally, after a long, slow, but not because you're tired, just, you're on edge. You hear voices up ahead. In the ballroom that you vacated, there's no yelling. Nothing. Just some casual chat.
Are the voices familiar to any of us?
Roll me a history check. It's like anybody who wants to can roll a history check to see if you can recall the voices.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Natural 20. That's
Hey.
Oh, get those natural 20s.
Natural 1.
Oh, it's gonna be like
and balance is brought back to the world.
Balance.
14.
14?
15.
15. Wow, twinsies! We got 2 sets of twins left. All right. They are familiar to you all. Kira, it's a little too far away for you to recall. You're just kind of like, yeah, those are voices.
They sure are.
Can't really differentiate between them, but my friends who got 15 or higher, you do hear familiar voices. One of them sounds like the princess. And then the others sound like guards. Maybe some servants, a couple of the other nobles who had been at the party before you took off. And you walk into the ballroom. There's no music. There are food platters set up on tables. A few of the servants are like walking around, rubbing their head, like examining wounds on each other. The princess is sitting in a chair in her dress, head on in her hand, being attended by about 6 guards, including a very matronly looking woman in very fine regalia. But not quite so much member of the household or like a high-ranking member of the staff.
And these guards have faces, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Every one of these guards has their helmets off.
Okay. All right. Lesson learned.
Divine sense as we get into the ballroom, just in case.
Sure. That lets you know if there's fae fiends
Or undead.
Undead. No.
Okay, cool.
Actually,
Also,
they're
Consecrated
one.
and desecrated.
It's neither. It was never hollowed, but
Okay.
it's not desecrated. There is one undead, but they are being tended by other people. So not like it's not like a demon.
Okay.
Or fiend.
All right.
So
Cool. Cool.
yeah. What do you have?
Are the bodies of our previous encounters still there?
They have been put in a pile and are occasionally being dragged out through the kitchen.
Kind of quietly to the group. How do we want to play this?
I was gonna ask you that.
I was going to defer to you on that.
Well, do we want to just get to a place where we can have a conversation or whatever as fast as possible, or
I was planning to walk up to the ungrateful bastards, tell them we killed the dragon, save their entire city, and go from there. But if there's a more elegant courtesy that the nobility would enjoy, I'm amenable to that.
no, I was actually on the same page. I was just, did we want to leave or did we want to make a fuss that they should probably give us a lot more money?
Oh, I believe that we should
Okay, then.
definitely speak to them, yes.
Also, I feel like they'd come after us, like it was our fault that stuff went wrong if we just walked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, we would get out. It's just yeah, no. Same page. Let's...
I would like to stroll up to the princess
Okay.
and just sort of toss a dragon scale at her feet and say, problem solved.
As you approach, the guards immediately brandish their weapon. But
Cool.
it's not like they get them out. They like start to draw them, and then they recognize you because they had seen you before. You guys are all still in your very nice attire, just maybe a little ripped up, a little damaged here and there, and
I'm
then
mad
they
about
kind
it.
of like resheath their swords. A couple of them put down their crossbows, and the princess kind of looks down at the scale, and then up at you, and then back at your party. What? Quinn, what are you doing here? When did you get here? What?
I've
Oh boy.
Oh, mind control.
been here for a few days. You clearly didn't... We knew something was up when you clearly did not recognize me.
She jumps up and books it over to you, and like almost, she's like, how tall is Quinn?
5'6", I think.
5'6"?
Is it
She's 5'2",
River?
so
River's 5'7", so I
Yes,
think you're
okay,
5'6".
then yeah, I was like, I'm an inch shorter than River.
she's 5'2". She's very slight. She hugged you. She's like, why didn't anybody tell me you were here? I woke up with a splitting headache, and now you're throwing. What is this? And she holds up the scale.
Looking around, which guard is in charge?
None of them appear to have any knots of rank.
Okay, fine. Whichever one. You there.
Yeah.
Oh God. Find someone who is capable and carry the word that any and all gods should raise their face shields. There were a number of gods who infiltrated your ranks, and they're truly terrifying. And
I would like to carry that out.
Like
but
extra plain
we're
and kind of terrifying. Like
the only ones
not-
remaining.
yeah.
Oh,
oh,
I got a lot of them.
Yeah. All the others were missing. My ranking officer it turned into this hideous thing. It was like really long and it had big eyes, and it tried to attack us, but and I guess we were sort of, and he kind of glances back at the other guys with him, and one of the women steps up and she goes, and we were holding them off, as best as we could, and then all of a sudden they all looked at the same time and then took off running.
where?
Out the doors, and she gestures back behind her, and a couple of them point to where you guys came from. And then Princess Mariah looks at you, like, why? What is going on?
Well, those gods were fiends, for one. Like, not just, like, bad people, but literally, like, from the yeah.
What? I mean, okay.
Your Majesty, take comfort in that I think the threat is over. However, you should probably take some extra safety measures.
Yeah. This is the last of my it's the last of my parents' royal guard, like house guard. So we don't have anybody else in the castle at the moment. But we will definitely look for them. Yeah. Who are your friends? I'm so sorry.
Hi, I'm Kira.
Hey, Princess Mariah, of Aleka.
My name is Lady Liliana Poltain of the Crimson Iris in the 7th
Wait,
House
you're
of the
from the
Iliad.
Crimson Irish? Irish.
Yes?
It's so cool. I've heard so many stories about you and all the great heroic deeds that you've done. This is amazing.
Liliana is so thrown off by that reaction. People normally don't like when the Crimson Iris is in town, and she just like, the normally blue fire blushes a little purple, and she says, yes, we generally.
Is it true that you guys like fight to the death, and then like after you've killed each other, then you like absorb their power?
No, that's not exactly how that works. We we try not to fight amongst each other, but if that's necessary, we're getting off track. This issue,
Just never. Sorry.
Certainly. The issue we handled seems to have been a city-wide conspiracy. So I think there is repayment in order. Though granted, the city is currently in a state of some amount of turmoil. I know, at the bare minimum, what you can do for me is build and found a well taken care of orphanage down in the slums. There's a particular group of children that need housing.
Yeah, of course. there was a mother and father said they were going to put one up ages ago. I guess it didn't happen. Well, I will definitely see to that. Sorry, I'm also getting off track. What is this? And she holds up the dragon scale again. What is this? I've never seen this before.
You ever heard stories about dragons?
Yeah, they're myths.
Not anymore.
What? And she holds it almost reverently. This isn't gonna like poison me, is it?
No.
No, not that part.
Oh, okay. Well,
Your Majesty,
Mirai, please.
right. Right. While I think you may be safe now, part of this plot did involve a plot of your death. So you probably should not be alone.
Right. We will send out for those most loyal to us, and within, I guess, the trees, I guess the city's guard, and elevate them to a house guard ranks.
Liliana, given that some of this is in, well, your area of expertise, is there any kind of precautions that she could take, you know, given that she's not able to see things like Kira, but to ensure those who are close to her are those who are close to her?
Yes, common signs of possession tends to be a yellowing to the eyes. The rotting of the teeth tends to happen. The body fairly violently attempts to reject a soul that is not native to a body that already has one.
Okay.
And as far as detecting fiends, distinct smells of sulfur, a lack of interaction with idolatry or radiant potency, swings in behavior, lack of knowledge of details.
Okay, I'll be sure to take note of that. Well, I guess... and she, it clears her throat and turns back to the assembled nobles, and and she goes, I hereby grant, Quinn and her friends, freedom, to move about the castle as they wish, as well as gifts of your choice. Either you could take some finances from the vault, and she looks at the guards for like, yeah, this is right, like rewards, like this is what I'm supposed to do, and like the one guard is like, yeah, keep going. Okay. Either and our smiths will be sure to fix any damages done to your armor, and you could potentially get a boon or gift from the royal household. And you all bear witness to this decree, and it is so. Yes. And then the gathered nobles are like, we're supposed to clap for this? Is this normal? And then there's like the applause grows a little bit. It's still very like unsure, but they're like, I mean, it's the princess. It's her birthday. She can do what she wants, right? Yeah, totally.
Subtly cast minor illusion, so there's louder clapper like behind them.
And they're like, oh yeah. Woo! So, well, I'm so sorry that you had to fight apparently a dragon and demons during your visit here. But I hope that those choices could make it up for it. I may have to limit either your request of finances or items. But I don't think Mom or Dad would be too opposed to me rewarding you for your services. So, but we can discuss that at a later date. I think I need to get some tea. My head hurts.
What's the last thing that you remember? What day do you remember it being?
I need to pull up my calendar. Oh my goodness. It was the. Oh God, I don't remember my calendar. I mean, what day is it today?
I believe it's Friday.
It's every other Friday.
Oh.
No, it's
It's
your
your birthday.
birthday.
Oh,
I say, like, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
it can't be my birthday. My birthday's in a month.
Well.
Oh, no.
Well, then.
And it sounds like you have catching up to do. That we will allow you to get back to.
And seems like they were kind of messing with your head for about that long then.
Was there anything that happened, anyone who came to court a month ago, that struck you as odd? I'll extend that question onto the guards. Anything weird that happened a month ago?
No, I mean, Mother and Father were called away, but
Does that happen often?
there was to be a meeting over in the capital Rhea of Rilla, in the capital Rhea of Rilla. But it was to be a meeting of all the nobles there. Their yearly conference of sorts.
That's something that's been planned for a long time.
Yeah, but it was weird. It was earlier this year than normal. I don't know.
So that is
That is
the
weird
last
then.
you remember.
Yeah, Mother and Father saying that, or Mom and Dad saying that they'd be back
Has anyone
before my birthday.
talked to you about your mother and father?
No. I haven't seen or heard from them since they left. Okay, well, not that apparently I would notice, but I don't recall anything.
I hate that you have to learn this way.
Learn what?
Your parents were murdered.
What? When? How? And she kind of like falls back in her seat. What?
I'm having to look back in notes.
Yeah, I'm checking also, yeah.
I know, we're both shifting in the background.
Yeah.
I know I wrote down what all my months and days were. And I'm still trying to frantically.
Trying to figure out when we got to the tree.
Yeah, trying to find that too.
All right, we arrived 3 days ago. I got that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't give you guys a date, but I just gotta find.
There were 3 murders in Eridor.
There was also murders in Helden.
Yeah, there's been a few.
Yeah.
Murder in Helden, King and Rilla.
Seriously, it's in the other notebook? God damn it.
Isn't it always?
Yeah.
Always. Always.
I found my general lore, but
Over there.
it doesn't have my months on it, which is very upsetting. Very disappointed in myself.
I can see it. I can see the other notebook, but I can't reach it. Hold on.
No, it's not this one. I tried this.
I should just have the digital copy of the notes open. Is what I should do for these sessions. You'd think that I would do that, but no.
All right, I have a murder in Helden, King and Rilla. King and Queen stepped away, and Aletha?
Aletha. Yeah.
Something about pirates in Neria.
Yep.
Oh, the dressers burned alive, and
Yep.
the king as well. Quinn's friends' coronations in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, okay.
That's episode 13, if that helps.
Yeah, I have Murder in Rilla, Pirates in Neria, various growing chaos, rising darkness.
I enjoyed
The
doing
king and
so.
queen being out of the city, rumored to be fleeing a murderer in Helden, rumoring that they were going off to try and figure out a way to help the tree or whatnot.
Oh,
We got that right. Her
episode
parents are
3
murdered, right?
Yeah.
Found my cat.
I was like, episode
Kylan
13 was
was-
my LASIK
yeah.
episode. I'm like, why?
Oh.
would I
Ah, yes.
Okay.
I could have also just been thinking of the king.
Yeah, because we had
Yeah,
heard that
I was
Kylan
like,
was
the
going to
king
be
died.
crowned,
Yeah.
so
But
that for sure was happening.
So we don't know
And-
about her parents.
We don't know
Okay,
about
scratch
that.
that. Rewind
Okay,
that. Rewind.
retcon. Yeah.
Retcon that. Also, I did find my calendar. It took
Yay.
me long enough, but I did find
Hey.
it. And we are on the 28th day of Abard, which is essentially the
Spell
autumn
that
season.
for me, please.
ABARD. There are 37 days. I'll send this to you.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
But anyway, okay. So
So are they missing?
so nobody has heard from
No,
her.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we haven't heard any word from them. All right.
So then,
Well, no one's heard word from your mother and father in some time, but I suggest. You seem like you have the makings of a responsible person. You're just a bit younger than most. Take this time, get to know these people's faces, and I will point to the Royal Guard. You are a princess. That means you have influence, a platform, and the ability to actually enact change to some degree in this place. In the wake of disasters, especially ones as nebulous as this, people will be looking for someone to tell them they will be all right. I hope you don't make any false promises to the people who look up to you and your family.
You will be sure to keep that in mind. I don't plan to. I just, I wasn't expecting my parents to be gone for this long. It's fine.
out of curiosity, who summoned them?
The Chancellor in Rhea.
Mercer?
Yeah. Why?
Just curious.
Yeah.
Thank you, darling. Shall we?
He believes you. Oh, yes. I could have. I'm so sorry. I didn't get your name. And she looks at the guard, and he goes, George, here, for you, Highness. George, would you escort our saviors, I suppose, for their reward? And he goes, yes, right away, of course. Do you want to be taken to the armory or the vault? So you could have your choice of money or an uncommon magic item.
Looks up list of uncommon magic items.
Or you could get 1,000 gold pieces.
Each?
Oh.
You saved the princess's life and kingdom.
That's true. We are pretty great.
So
Oh, yeah, we're
I mean,
big fucking
Go
deal.
us,
you
honestly.
can also think about it, and we can come back and say that you guys go down there, got your reward, and then
Yeah, we got
That
a little
sounds
like
good.
browse.
okay, gold.
Gold.
Probably team gold on
for
this
the
one.
wizard, yes, this makes
Yes,
sense.
Yeah,
I was
for
gonna
the
say.
wizard.
Ah, wizards.
Gold.
Okay,
I mean, if you have that fancy paper, she'd probably take that too.
fancy paper.
But all the magic stuff.
Oh,
I don't know.
Right, journal stuff.
This would be funny if we all got one of these, but I don't think plausibly there would
One
be
of
6
what?
of them.
Oh,
I
You gotta
just-
say it now.
I mean,
Yeah,
No.
fair.
An amulet of proof against detection is an uncommon magic item that would protect us all from scrying.
LOL.
But-
Someone in the party certainly needs that.
But the likelihood of having 6 of those is a little light. And I'm gonna assume that the connection is more than just Jade. Jade just happens to be the one who keeps looking through the orb. So,
you do have 2 others.
do you have 2 others?
We do.
All right, so you are all escorted down to claim your reward, and then brought back up. When you return, the room is not as much in disarray as it was. The nobles who had been milling about are now sitting down and eating, trying to, calm down from what happened. The princess appears to be checking in on her, the servants, making sure they're all okay when you come back. What do you do?
Does anyone have any way to make our immediate living area more secure to prying eyes? Any magical ability to do that? Very well.
I
Then
protect us from things for a short
can,
amount
like-
of time, but that's about it.
Put some
I said-
blankets over the windows.
I was going to suggest that we do a physical sweep of the area just to make sure there's
Yeah,
no one here before we talk about
good idea.
our next steps.
Dan, just a quick question. When the guards were describing a group of people heading the way that we were, did
Yes.
their descriptions sound like the people that we were fighting, or nothing that we had seen before? Oh,
It sounded, because when you guys went down there, you didn't encounter anybody except for Diana and her men. When they talked about it, it sounded as if a few of the royal guards made to either went to assist or escape after you. Because the house guard are the ones who are the fiends.
was it a single passageway from where we were to where the room was, or was it like
There
a
wa-
bunch of doors?
It was a labyrinthian connection. of
Oh, okay, okay.
tunnels, but I just
Okay,
you
okay.
followed the tugging of the
Okay.
tree. So
Wasn't sure if they were Scooby doing it with the doors, where one may appear off the other one.
Absolutely. So, I will start with my original idea. There's no point in beating around the bush.
Are you guys going back to, because you're still in the ballroom right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were already home. My apologies. I'm jumping the gun like wild. Yes.
No worries. If we're... Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
So
now
Batman
home.
transition.
Yeah.
Oh man, we got here fast. Anyway,
Yeah, wow.
Oh, by the way, guards, check out the one room back there. There's a dragon.
oh yeah,
Check it out.
there's kind of a dragon back there.
You also might want to call a druid about whatever's going on with the tree. It needs like some pruning or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. George on it. I think.
This.
Congrats on your promotion.
Yeah, stay alive, George.
Ooh.
Oof.
We're rooting for you.
Bye.
And then, whoop, now we're back at the house.
Smash cut.
So, I will be completely upfront and say that I'm starting to think perhaps we should give the dragon his orb back. In the sense of he wants this very badly, but for some reason finds himself incapable of just taking it from us. If we find out more about the orbs, yes, not for lack of trying. If we find out more about these orbs, they may be a good bargaining chip that we can use to lure him somewhere. From what I have gleaned on our few encounters, the man thinks himself quite clever. And when men think themselves quite clever, they are very open to being fooled. So I believe that we could offer the orb as sort of a false olive branch to try and get him to the table, to a degree. And then enact some plan that we would have to come up with to try and put an end to this. Because I feel as long as Lauren is around and free to do as he likes, this will be a reoccurring problem in various places, in various cities. If Lady Rayna's last words were truly that it's getting worse, we need to start looking at a more permanent cure than going location to location, trying to undo damage where we go.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts.
I mean, I feel like trying to trick a dragon with Jade's monastery and the balance seems like a lot.
Yeah. It's a big risk.
Weren't the orbs needed to unlock a door or something? Is that what we were figuring out?
Of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we were learning.
Yeah.
It depends. We can attempt to go to... I mean, the reason we came here, I believe at least one of the reasons that we came to this city in the first place was to try and learn more about the orb and this whole situation that's even going on. I believe the deficit that we're currently sitting at is information. But as far as that goes, the running theme that I'm noticing is that Lauren is more than powerful enough to destroy these places, and yet he isn't. He keeps going, give me my orb, please. Yeah. Like, if he was at the monastery already but didn't destroy it, it's because he wants to threaten Jade, but is not to the point where he'll harm her yet, which is why I was thinking that perhaps a faux bargaining deal could be something we go with.
Well, he wants to meet up in 2 days.
Oh.
Meet up where?
I've missed the name actually, but one of the manors.
Mm-hmm. It's Olathe.
Rhetoric House, I believe, is what I wrote down. The Manor House.
Yes. And it seemed like he had more to say about the orb, but he realized I didn't know anything about the orb. But he said that Quinn does.
When Liliana mentioned not having enough information, Quinn would have sat down and started ritually casting Comprehend Languages and taken out Raina's journal and tried to look for any instances referring to orbs.
Okay. I have updated your reading book. There are mentions of that. Highlight them for you.
What's the name of the file?
Quinn's reading. Page 8.
Now I'm just looking through uncommon magic items.
I know, same.
Did you
Like-
send it to me?
Yeah,
Javelin of Lightning?
it
maybe?
only had. I'll send it again. I got you.
I was actually looking at the quiver, the eternal
Mhm.
quiver thingy. What's it
Also
called?
good, also good. Boots of
Hellfire.
Flying? Like winged boots?
Hellfire
Uh-oh.
weapon.
Also
It's
good.
sick.
It's also Cape of the Mountebank. Dimension Doran.
It's
Mhm,
real
mhm,
good.
mhm. That's some good shit, yeah.
That's uncommon?
Is
Mhm.
it?
No.
Common?
Hmm?
I think that might be a little bit more rare.
Ah.
I was like, if that's
Oh.
uncommon, I'll take it. Oh,
I'm thinking-
just
Sorry.
your Discord
Yeah.
screen.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Like, I can't see highlights, so I was like trying to, and then
Oh.
forgot that I have, yeah.
I'll
Okay.
copy it.
There
and
we
paste
go.
it.
Now I got it.
Okay. I was like, I'll copy it and paste it. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
if we
there's
know
like a
that-
show happening. Hi. chat.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
everybody.
It's every other Friday.
It's every other Friday.
Every other Friday!
What were you going to say, River? Sorry.
Well, if we know that Lauren's going to be here in 2 days, we could potentially set a trap. Attempt to fight him, attempt to subdue him.
How do you
Talk
wanna
to-
handle this, Jade? It's your people that are in the balance here.
I mean, if we don't figure out what the orb is, hey, why are we holding on to it?
It's fair.
Very much so. I also wouldn't put it past him to just murder us after we hand him the orb.
It feels like something where he like can't take it because he definitely dropped it the first
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's what I
Is it
was
like
wondering about.
Yeah, it's
Like him following orders or something? Or
Didn't he
I
say
feel like-
it was his power? I feel like he's going to get stronger when he takes it.
definitely.
Right.
It's
Mhm.
gonna be
I
terrible.
mean, there have to be diminishing returns on his strength, though, right? If we already can't kill him and he gets the orb, he's the same amount of unkillable for us. Figure in for a penny if we can get something out of it. That's probably a reckless viewpoint, but
It's an optimistic
bit.
way to put something terrible.
There you go.
I mean,
It's difficult.
Attempt to bargain with him to keep him from killing us immediately.
Quinn will be like flipping through this journal and then stop and then. Year 1840. Nira has been named Empress of the continent. I didn't think they would have named her. Everyone quarreled that it should be themselves and had fairly compelling arguments for why it should be them. In the end, it was Kane who suggested that Nira do it. She didn't want it. There was a stipulation. She had to give each one of the remaining dragons a portion of her power. If she were to rule over them all, it was only fair that her power was divided amongst the remaining creators. Nira agreed, and each drew from her a small orb of pure power. The only one who refused was Zurus. He was the second to support her for the role, though I believe he gave his own power and forged it into a ring, to which she made him accept the same. It was cute. Each draconic creator now bears a crown or a tiara that glimmers with a pure sphere of golden magic, save for Zurus and Nira. Both bear rings with other power. These orbs are Nira's.
you said crown?
Yes. Well, tiara, to be. Or crown, yes.
Like a crown of stars? That's a necklace. Never mind. I have a necklace. Don't mind me. I'm just back here. Flexing.
I mean, that made me think of that too. I don't know.
It's all adding up. We have to go to the jewelry maker.
There we go.
There we
Make
go.
it into a crown so we can go to the next part of the story.
Oh. Because each orb was a gift, and therefore once bound to a form can only be left or gifted again. That's why he's asking. We have to give it willingly. He can't take it.
There it
So
is.
then if he's coercing us to give it to him, then does that count? Like, give us under
Probably.
threat?
Probably.
I mean,
Yeah, probably.
That's all right.
But even though he can't take the orb, he can go to our loved ones and murder them lest we give it to him.
Yes, he can.
Yep.
And these orbs are keys that can be used to lock or unlock doors.
Right, that whole thing.
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, we could try the trap, and then when it probably fails, just be like, just kidding, here's your orb.
Lol, JK, here you go. Happy birthday.
Sorry, Jados.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, if he kills us, it's not willingly given. He'd have to pick it up.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
I mean, but he would kill us after he got the orb.
Oh,
He probably-
absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, he totally would, yeah.
But the issue with him being a dragon does mean that when we spring this trap on him, he can easily just make a beeline
Get
to
out.
wherever he would destroy first.
Also, he can definitely, like, kill all of us except for whoever's got the orb.
Yes,
Then-
that probably is also how that works.
That is also viable.
So hot potato it is.
Effective up to a certain point. Goodness. This is a mess.
Yeah.
It's a rock in a hard place is what it is. I don't know if we're gonna outsmart him or survive. It's like, I have found wine and I'm drinking it.
Oh, can I have some?
Oh, yeah. This whole bottle I just handed you out of the cupboard.
Just a whole other one, yeah.
You open the wine cupboard and there's just bottles of wine and just like, here you go.
Here. I'm like
Amazing.
sabering off the tops.
Nice.
Is Cheese still here? Do we still have a Cheese?
Probably.
We still have a job.
Oh, I sure hope so.
Late at night.
The plan was to send Chi to the temple, and that's not looking good.
Yeah.
If you go and like check on her, she's like passed out in Jade's room, like,
Ah.
Oh,
Well,
like
it's
full
past
on
her bedtime.
conked out. Like in one of those like I'm definitely not gonna fall asleep moments. Like she's got books all around her, like she was drawing and full on passed.
Puppy Dan jumps up and joins her, curls up, falls asleep.
no.
She absolutely like cuddles up next to him.
I'll dance that Chi while we discuss this. She goes and helps raid the wine closet.
So,
Grabs some glasses and pours one out for everyone.
by that coin, I believe the best option we have is following Lady Reyna's last guidance. She's just about the only confirmed ally we have across all of this, and she seemed to be more informed than us. Perhaps we should head where she guided us?
After dealing with Lauren?
Well, that's the question.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we
Because-
only have 2 days.
How far of a travel is it to Morningshire?
It's pretty close, isn't it?
Yeah, it is in the same country, but it is about a day and a half's north travel from the tree.
So we need to decide what we're doing with Lauren.
Yeah.
And then we can head. Jade, what do you want to do?
Well, we really feel like we're screwed either way. If we don't give him the order, he's definitely destroying the temple.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would much rather just give him the damn order.
Okay.
If he's already at the temple, why isn't he having us meet him there?
Why is he having us not meet him there?
That's why is
Yeah.
like, is there someone at the temple you can contact and like check his story or someone?
Yeah, to make sure that he actually
I
could he
could,
have
but
been like messing with your head somehow.
that is true too. But I did see that vision of the temple like destroyed.
And if he's in your head, he knows what it looks like and what you'd care about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's always a chance that it's already destroyed.
Do you have any way to contact someone there?
He wouldn't do that. This has to be given. Would you give that to him if he destroyed the temple, or would you say, fuck you?
Even
Well,
upon
my
threat
thought is
of death.
that if we were meeting him not at the temple, I wouldn't know whether or not the temple was already gone.
And it would take you a day and a half to confirm. He'd be long gone.
But then
Is it-
eventually she would confirm. He'd still never get the orb.
Except the meeting would have to happen before she could ever get to the temple to confirm.
Is the temple a day and a half away, or was that the other place we're trying to get to?
Morinshire Academy is a day and a half away. Jade, your temple is probably about, I think from where we put it, because it is in this country, is probably like a day, not even a day away from the capital.
Yeah, I was like, we're pretty close.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go check, we could. If it's not close, we'd have time.
We'd be cutting it pretty close, though.
Yeah.
Fashionably late.
Raina wants us to go to Morningshire. Something's going on there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, if we have nothing planned in the interim 2 days, which we can't go too far to our next destination or we won't make it back, I figure we may as well stop in on the temple. At the very least, show chi around the place.
Yeah, I mean, if we go at first light, we could probably make it back. With time to spare.
And he said 2 days, right?
Yes, so.
So 2 days until he wanted to meet?
Yeah.
I will sip from the glass of wine and, like, deeply grimace and go, this is why I don't drink. I'll prestidigitate it and make it taste better to me.
Throw the through the Brita.
Exactly.
Kira's definitely found like the sweetest bottle in the cabinet for sure. It's just like
I'll
like herself.
raise a wine glass to anyone who has one and say, we didn't die today. That's something to celebrate.
Yeah.
Here.
Cheers to that.
Picking up the sword I got and I started like sharpening it again now that I have something to sharpen.
And we got paid. Rewarded for once.
Yeah.
Uncanny.
We stopped one circle, stopped one dragon. That's something.
Right.
We lost our only ally, and the other potential ally we could have earned knows nothing, and her guard is in shambles, and another assassination attempt on her life is probably coming shortly. And we don't know what happened to all of the mystery guards that were possessed, so they are in motion to the next destination.
So I feel like you started by mentioning the good things and just slowly veered off course.
I ran out of good things.
You gotta
I don't know.
sandwich them.
Yeah, you gotta
sandwich
just
him.
end on a good note. Yeah.
Shit sandwich.
Dan, tackle the dragon.
Dan tackled
There
the
we go.
dragon.
And tackle
There
the
we go.
dragon.
Anissa
Pretty cool.
grounded a dragon.
That she
Yeah.
did.
Did.
Yeah.
You can add Dragon Slayer to your titles now.
Mm-hmm.
And Quinn, you somehow managed to stop the magic getting weird in that tree.
Upside,
Mhm.
we do have a theory that
I'm out of wine.
that is unfortunate. We do have the working theory that Mercer is somehow very much involved in this, and he is unaware that we are onto him.
That's true.
That is
And
true.
Yeah.
we know... Actually, no, I take that back. We don't know what he looks like. Or sounds like. I was on something. Never mind.
What were you thinking?
She'll alter herself and look like Kira And she's like, oh, I was tracing a thought. And then transform back to herself.
That's weird. Sorry, no, that was really cool. It's just weird to see me, but not like in a reflection. Like all flipped and weird. It's fine.
It's useful. It has its purposes. And we could have used that to our advantage, but I don't know what he looks like. I don't know what he sounds like, and I mostly don't know what he acts like. So it was a bad thought.
Mostly a dick, but
Oh, I can be a dick.
Sure can. It's good when weaponized in the right direction. Alright, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm fucking exhausted.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Tired with more questions than answers.
Are we...
Happening.
We're heading out in the morning. We're going to visit the temple. We're sticking in town and trying to lay a trap. What's the plan? All right.
I think going to visit the temple is the best move. Double check that it's there and as alright as it can be.
Well, you chatted with Lauren.
Unless one of the magic people want to send a message.
Does the temple have like other sex?
what?
Sex
Huh?
with the T. Sex.
Oh.
Yeah.
SECTS.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I got you.
English is a language.
Like, would there be satellite people out here who might have that magic associated
Well,
with religion?
what I was actually thinking is when we go stop by, River and I have had these sending stones for a while. We could leave one with Chi. So we can contact them. I don't think it's very safe for Chi to continue to follow us.
Well, yeah.
Sounds like the temples.
Exactly.
Yes, but we're comparing apples and oranges at that point, right? Like, if there are dragons running around, her being associated with us is the dangerous part, not necessarily where she is, so...
It's true, yeah.
I'm just throwing this out there. If Lauren is weaponizing and threatening the temple, what's stopping him from just threatening the temple again the next time we're in the middle of his path? We'd have to disband. Stop what we're doing. Go do something else. What we're doing is in complete contradiction to what Lauren is trying to do.
Not necessarily.
Whatever.
Well, the issue is we still don't exactly know what he's trying to do, right? We just know that he's harassing us because we have this orb. And we have, like, undone things that he's already done, but we don't know his future plans to be stopping them.
We know he's raising an army, and part of that army involves mind control. And she's going to look very pointedly at Jade.
I mean, that collar didn't work on me.
I'm very curious about why it didn't work on you.
And if he's using it, then it clearly works on others.
It worked on the prince. And it worked on others.
It might currently be working on Mercer.
It's interesting that he would even need an item at all. When he had the orb.
I mean, it could just be easier, like an item that just does it without you having to
think about
Maybe,
it.
Yeah.
Why didn't he attack us?
Maybe the orb loses power if you kill the.
Okay, hold on. Well, never mind. He can fly. Never mind. That doesn't make any sense at all. It's fine. Never mind.
If he's involved with all of these rituals, then wouldn't it be in his best interest to have stopped us from that?
Yeah, but instead he left.
Yeah.
Perhaps he had some sort of beef with the lady in green, either wanted her to fail or maybe something in her failure leads to him getting promoted.
He did sound like he said something along that effect. That it was like a thorn in his side. That we got rid of a thorn in his side.
While
Great.
also being a thorn in his side.
Yeah.
This is giving me a headache.
If we tried, I mean, it seems kind of silly because we haven't solved the problem with the first one, but have we tried messing with the other orbs?
Not yet.
Yeah, I mean, could you assume that the orbs, I mean, all these orbs should probably work the same way, right? So what other dragons are looking at us?
Yes.
Quinn takes out an orb.
It's fun.
Do it.
Round two.
Do it.
Can anyone use magic to make me temporarily smarter? Is that an ability anyone has?
I can
Could you
suggest
guide
yourself
me
to
on
think highly
anything?
itself. No, I can do
I
the
can-
opposite.
Just you.
Protect you from evil things.
Shit. Guess I'll
Hold
just-
on, I think I'm mostly aggressive, but let me
Can't
look.
do that.
That's fair. DM,
I
I'd
have
like
protection from evil
to.
and good.
I'd like to try my puzzle box again. Now that we're talking
Right.
about orbs.
Go for it.
Can I bane the puzzle box?
High or low?
Wait, how does...
Hi.
How would you go about baning the puzzle box?
I think she gets close, like she's not gonna touch it, and she's just like leans in. It's like, you're not that smart. You are a small, tiny little orb. We will open you eventually. Liliana is onto you, and she is so fucking smart. She's gonna outsmart you, you little cretin of an orb. Feel bad about yourself.
I'm
You
a
can add a
wingman.
D4 to whatever you roll.
Well, I rolled a natural 20.
Oh,
So, and I rolled a 4 on the D4.
So what's the
Damn.
total?
Is this like a flat save, or do I include my proficiency bonus?
I think
Am I just
it's
rolling?
I think we did intelligence, and then you can add your proficiency.
That is a 30 with my proficiency bonus.
What?
Good God.
How are you doing? Are you just like you're just done with the conversation? Just kind of like turn off and like just kind of focus on the puzzle box.
You know, funnily enough, I think it's actually quite the opposite,
Okay.
where I'm actually not that focused on it.
Okay.
I'm more like smiling at the conversation and at like River's incantation, like one hand with a mostly empty wine glass, and just sort of like thinking about the positives that came out of today, rather so much than actually focusing on it. And I just naturally just let my fingers go to work on the box.
Your fingers move. You've been playing with the same locks, same 4 locks that you've got before. Click, 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 click. Put it back in place. Fix the puzzle box. Click, 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 click. Back in place. And you turn the box. Click, 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 click. That's not a lock that you've gotten before.
Can I try and open the puzzle box?
It doesn't open, per se. But you tug on the piece that just clicked unlocked. And it comes away. And sitting within this puzzle box is not an orb, like you thought.
Mm-hmm.
It's a key. An old key. And roll me a history check real quick, because there's something about this key that is just tugging on the back of your mind, and you can't quite recall what.
I do have advantage on history checks about Blood Hunter stuff. Is this a check I would have advantage on?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I do think it is that too. I am sharing that reaction, Amber. History check with advantage.
I'm gonna feel really bad if it's not.
History check with advantage of the 23.
Oh, nice.
The make of this key is an awful lot like a labyrinth door.
Yep. Shit on my fucking salad. Cool.
You know what? We're gonna take our break there. We're about to do more stuff. So we're gonna take our break there.
Shit salad's always a good place to take a break.
Shit salad.
Fantastic.
Don't go anywhere. We will be back in a very short amount of time. We're gonna go take care of some human needs. I am out of beverage, so that needs to be rectified. We'll be right back with some more Darkness Rising. See you real soon.